everyone. Welcome to the last live stream on day 2 of the Card Making with SVGs Plus Summit. So today we are talking about which machine is right for you. So if you are thinking about purchasing a cutting machine like a Cricut, a Silhouette, a Scan and Cut, a Siser, there's lots more. We can give you some advice. And if you have one and you have questions about them, we might be able to answer them as well. So please feel free to throw those questions into the comments section and we will get them up on the screen as we see them. So I'm Elena with Black Sheep 303 Creative. I am the host of the Card Making with SVGs Plus Summit. I'm a SVG designer. I primarily design cards because when I started out with my blog, I was a traditional card maker. I made cards with stamps and dies and all that fun stuff. And then during the pandemic, I transitioned over to designing SVG files. So I sell card files and do lots of presentations at summits for card projects. And I wanted to kind of marry the two. So we have a bunch of projects that show people who are traditional card makers new things about the cutting machines, and people who are cutting machine users some fun things about traditional card making techniques. So all things coming together. And I have my fabulous celebrity craft panel here. So who should I start with today? I'm going to start with Terry because she is the first one on. Like Kelly and Erin have been with us previously, but Terry, this is your first live.
Yeah, so it is. First time. Yeah.
You are.
So I'll give you a little introduction about myself. I used to own a sewing and embroidery store. We sold embroidery machines, Brother products. I wanted to figure out a way to cut machine embroidery appliques on a machine. I'd seen somebody could do it, so I began researching machines, and I saw the Silhouette. So I bought a Silhouette. It was way back when, probably 2010. And so, no, that's not right. But it was a long time ago, maybe. Anyway, the software was not as up to date and powerful and evolved as it is today. So I had to do a lot of workarounds, but I began cutting machine embroidery applique and selling Silhouettes in my store. So much so that the sales guy from Silhouette called me and said, "What are you doing in a sewing store with a Silhouette?" And he's like, "You don't cut paper? You don't cut vinyl?" I'm like, "Nope." So anyway, that began my journey with Silhouette. So I began teaching, and then the pandemic hit, and I did a lot of in-person events. You may have heard of the All Things Silhouette conferences we would have in Atlanta area. We had one in California, but the rest were in Atlanta or Peachtree City. And we would have like 400 or 500 people come. And we had a wide variety of presenters and Silhouette classes, a big vendor hall. It was great. But of course, COVID changed everything. And I transitioned to just doing online events. So that's what I do now. I have an All Things Silhouette club. I have a Silhouette instructor licensing. And for the first time, I've got a summit next week called A Cut Above. And that's all cutting machines. And Erin and Elena are both presenters at that event. So I've been using Silhouette for many, many years, and I love it. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. I just got the brand new Cameo 5 Alpha. And it literally arrived today and it's still in the box. So I'm going to be using that soon. So
nice.
Yep.
Okay.
So, is that what you just? Oh, there's Shelly.
Oh, there's Shelly. Shelly's with us. Hey, she made it. Yep. Kelly, why don't you tell us about yourself? Or I guess you're over here.
Who knows at this point? Hi, everybody. My name is Kelly Rossouw. I'm in Cape Town in South Africa, and I have a YouTube channel, and I pretty much teach Cricut crafting, so how to make all kinds of Cricut things. My card for the awesome Card Making with SVG Summit was a print then cut and foil card, so that you can see the nice shiny foil elements. I actually started off my crafting journey with digital machines with this Cameo 3 up at the top here, and that was in 2020 or so when I got my first digital cutting machine. And that's kind of when I started playing around with all of these super fun things. So I'm well versed in silhouette as well. I don't think I'll ever get away from it because it's just chef's kiss. It's amazing. I love Silhouette Studio. I design in Silhouette Studio almost, I mean, I wouldn't say almost every day, but almost every project has an origin in Silhouette Studio for me. So I will never leave my Silhouette, but I love my Cricut as well for many different reasons. So that's why I signed up to talk today, because I could talk Silhouette versus Cricut versus other machines until the cows come home, because it's so much fun. And yeah, I'm excited to chat about all things print and cut or Cricut or Silhouette or whatever. At some point you'll probably have to tell me to stop talking. So I'm going to tell myself to stop talking and let somebody else.
Okay, Erin, you're up. Tell us about yourself.
All right, I gotta make sure to pull myself off of mute first. Like we're all back here doing things as people are on camera. Hey, I'm Erin Reed from Erin Reed Makes. I do lots of video content. I host events. I have the Makers Retreat. I do, like I said, lots of video content. I'm in lots of different summits. My history with machines. So just to kind of give us a background, because I feel like that's relevant to this particular live stream. I started out with a Cricut. A lot of us, we have a machine we start with. So that has become, I think we all would gravitate to the machine that we kind of dipped our toe into in machines. And so mine was the Cricut, the personal, the little baby personal that had the 6" by 12". It had a cartridge with it, nothing connected to the internet. Like we're talking old school. I did, however, way back when, it had the ability to be connected to your computer. And this ages me. I used the Sure Cuts a Lot program with that Cricut personal. So there, that dates me right now. I rocked that little baby for a long time until I upgraded and I went like leap years to the Maker 3. So I went from the personal to the Maker 3. Nice. And then the Maker 3, the one of the caveats to, I think the machine was great. I had two big things that were my problem, and I'll talk about some of those as we're talking about better machines, but it no longer is functioning right now. It's going to take a little bit of a rehaul to get that working. But now as I was looking for a new machine, I actually did a review on a product. So if anybody wants questions or answers about it, I had it right beside me. It's the new Locklick. So if anybody's curious about that one. And then I also just got in a new one, and it's not a cutting machine, but it is a cutting machine. And it's it's purely for like pictures and sticker makers. It's the Leanne Sticker Maker. So it prints on the one side. It's easier just to show you. So it prints on the one side, and then this side has the cartridge cutter. So it can do kiss cut stickers like that. So, and like they peel off because they're kiss cut. So, So that's kind of the machines I'm bringing to the table. And then I just got finished coming back from the Silhouette Conference in Tokyo. That was about a month ago. So that's my story.
There's a lot of knowledge there.
There's a lot of knowledge.
Shelly, you tell us about yourself. Hello.
Let me hit the mute button. Yes. Hello, everyone. If we haven't met, I'm Shelly from We Can Make That. And I have a blog with SVG files. And I started out, I put the machines behind me. So right now I have the Maker 4 and the Siser Romeo, and then the Little Joy. I started with a Cricut. I think it was in 2004, which they came out in 2003. And I started with scrapbooking, and then I don't know, my creative brain couldn't take what cartridges there were because they were never quite what I was looking for. So I also used that Sure Cuts a Lot program. And then I started to make, I don't know, I would take my customers' logos because I was doing graphic design at the time, and I would make them a jar for their conference that had their logo on it. And they were just like, oh, like this was the best thing ever. You know, like, how did you do this? It's like wizard sorcery. No, it was just crafting. Thanks for supporting my hobby, right? So that's where the blog has kind of transitioned, where we do a lot with crafting, and then we also do a lot with taking your creative hobby and making it into a business. But I really do love the Siser's Leonardo software. And if you have the Pro version, you can export it and then import it into whatever machine that you have. It's almost like I don't know if I can legally say this, but it's almost like Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator's little easier to handle cousin. I don't know if that's the right way to put it. but it's got a lot of features. It gives you a lot more leeway. So if you want to get into like designing SVG files for yourself or for a business, the Leonardo software from Siser is really good too.
Cool. I'm interested in hearing about the Siser machine. And I should explain, like, I started off with a Cameo, and I think the original Cameo came out in like 2005,
Maybe. Yeah, I think so.
I remember where I was working when I got it, and that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
And then I got a scan and cut because I was a big stamper, and I wanted to be able to stamp and scan those in and cut them out. And so then I upgraded to the Scan and Cut DX, and then I got the Cameo 4, and then I had a Cricut Expression like way back with all the cartridges. And then I finally went and got a Cricut Maker. And now I primarily do Cricut. The Joy Extra is my baby right there. That's the one I love. So if you have Scan and Cut questions, I might be the only one who can answer those. So all right.
I played with that years ago, just as like a demo kind of situation when they came out with it at a Creativation years ago. But that was about the gist of it.
Sure.
I used to have one. I don't have one any longer. I used to have one. The very first one that came out. I owned a brother store, which is who makes the Scan and Cut. And I actually went to their headquarters in New Jersey, and because they knew I was such a big silhouette person, they wanted input for the Scan and Cut about what I liked from the silhouette. So it's come a long way, and I haven't had an opportunity to play with a new one. Kind of like you guys, I have my collection of machines behind me. You know, I've got the Curio 2 and the Crochet and the Cameo 5. The Cameo 5 arrived today, and my husband says, "Where are you going to put this?"
Always room for one more baby.
You just got to rotate things around a little bit.
Yeah. Figure it out.
Make room.
Yeah.
How's that? Tell him he better be careful, because if I got to get rid of stuff.
Well, I've got, like I said, I've got the Glowforge Aura that I haven't even had time to play with. So there's just not enough hours in the day.
Seriously.
Yeah.
There never is.
Yeah. All right. So who wants to really pitch a machine?
Well, I'll start first.
Oh,
go whoever. Doesn't matter. Whoever. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
You volunteered. You're up.
Yes. Does anybody have any questions? Like, put them in the chat.
Yeah, if you got questions.
Yeah.
Any other guys?
So
questions?
I
don't
actually
haven't gotten a lot of questions yet.
Yeah, we could
So
talk
I
for hours.
want to just somebody posted a question about links from the previous video, the previous live that we had in our Facebook group. We put the links to a lot of the products that we were chatting about, but also for any of the lives that we have had, give them 3 to 4, maybe 5 hours, and the live stream chat will repopulate. It just takes a second for it to hit. If you don't catch it while it's during the live, give it a couple hours. Tomorrow will be there, so don't worry about it. And all the links will still be within the live as we posted them. So do not fret; they will be there.
And there is no time limit on the lives.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a comment that made it sound like somebody thought they only had 24 hours, but no, the lives will be on my channel, and whoever else is streaming them forever. As long as my channel exists, it's here.
All right. So Shelly, do you want to go first, and I'll head off on why one machine may be better than the other? Or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, the question. Should we jump into that question?
No pressure. No pressure.
We could do the first question. There's one question that's here, and I'm sure it'll spur some others.
Yeah. Are there any benefits to having a Cricut or Silhouette?
And a Silhouette. So
And a Silhouette.
I'm assuming you're asking about having both machines.
Or, I mean, it also could be like one over the other, but
yeah,
as we all have mentioned, you have multiple machines, but why,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, I think it really depends on what you're using it for. Like there's always a reason to have more craft cutting machines or supplies or
Yeah.
But
Do you need a
really,
reason?
at the end of the day, oh, I'm sorry, what did you say, Elena?
Do you need a reason?
I know, right? Who's asking, you or your husband? No, I think it really depends at the end of the day what you're using it for. But
Yeah.
I really think they can all do pretty much the same thing at the end of the day. I mean, there's some that can cut this material better than
Right.
that material, but I feel like they kind of all weigh it out.
So for me, the most important thing is the software. I always say that I think Silhouette gives you the machine for free and you're paying for the software. I mean, literally, that's not true. Technically, the software is free. You can download the basic version free. But, and I'm sorry, Shelley, I didn't mean to
No, go
interrupt.
for it. No,
Okay.
go. This is good.
So, I love Silhouette Studio software. I think it's really very powerful. And like Shelley said, I kind of say it's a scaled down Illustrator. It can't do everything that Illustrator can do, but I think it's an amazing software. And I design all the time in Silhouette Studio. And even if you don't have a Silhouette cutting machine, if you have a Cricut or a Juliet, any machine that can take an SVG design, you can upgrade from the free version to the designer edition, which is, you can usually find that for less than $50 or less anywhere. And it's a one-time lifetime upgrade. It's not a monthly charge, it's one time, and you can put it on 3 computers. And so you can download, you can design and create in Silhouette Studio, and then you can download the SVG files and put it into any other cutting software that will import SVG files. So I just think anybody that is serious about their cutting machine should check out Silhouette Studio, whether you want to buy that machine or not. And am I right, Kelly? The designer edition gives you SVGs, or is that the business edition?
I was just going to check because I'm pretty sure that designer and designer plus is PNGs and JPEGs only. Okay. And business edition is SVGs. But let me double check because I always get that confused.
It's business. I know.
So, but even the business edition isn't that expensive. No. And again, it's a one-time lifetime cost. It's not a subscription. It's not renewable every year. It's one time. So
as long as you don't put it on more than 3 machines.
3 machines. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they're always, that was one of the things when we were at the conference, they're always working on ways to like tweak it and work on the program and make it better. And one of the big ones that I got out of it was, because tell me if I'm wrong on this, you go in there, you have a new paper, it's something that you've may not have done before, and you're running your own like test cuts to see if it works. Mm-hmm. There's actually a new part of the program that lets you run a test cut, and it does like a grid system for you, kind of like how you can do that with like the Glowforge and stuff. It tells you what the pressure and all that kind of stuff is. So Silhouette's embedding that now into its program. So if you've got a new paper, it'll tell you the speed and pressure, all that kind of stuff, because it'll run through the test cut for you, which I was like, ooh.
It's very cool. And you don't have to be connected to the internet to use it. Yeah. So it's a standalone program. So I think anybody can use it, you know, like I said, and you design. I've even thought about doing some classes for using Silhouette Studio with other machines. So like I said, the basic, you can download at Silhouette America. You can download the basic edition free. You can't export SVGs in the free edition, but it does give you the opportunity to explore the software and even, you know, design some things and decide if it's a program you think you'd want to invest in. So
I think also, like for me, when it comes to Silhouette specifically, the 2 biggest advantages of using a Silhouette over a Cricut, number 1 is you can adjust the speed of your cut. So like a lot of materials would actually benefit from a slower speed when you're cutting them, and you can't adjust the speed on a Cricut. That's like the one thing that I wish that they would implement is, I mean, like even if you had like an advanced mode or something, like to be able to slow the cut down and not, because I mean, speed is great when you're cutting vinyl or something like that, especially if it's like a super intricate detail, like it can go ham, no problem. But when you're cutting specific materials, slowing down the speed means that you get a better cut. So like that's the one thing that I miss. And the second thing for me is print and cut. Now I know that may be a little bit controversial, considering that print and cut is like one of the things that I do the most on my Cricut, but purely because of the fact that you can actually adjust the frame of the registration marks on your Silhouette. You can have them wider, you can increase the thickness, you can increase the length of the registration marks. Obviously, all of these settings.
4. And the new Cameo Alpha, there's 4 points now.
Oh, that's cool. But I mean, but yeah, still, I mean,
4.
Yeah, that's I haven't another hot take. I haven't updated my software since like 4.1 or something like that.
Well, you
'Cause I don't-
can't, you can't, even with the most recent software, and I don't want to get into all this, but you have to have the alpha to get the 4 points.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, that makes sense.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I said, like just the fact that you can use up more of the space on your printable material for me is fantastic when it comes to the silhouette. That's one of the other things that I wish that Cricut would adjust, but I'm also kind of glad that they don't, because it does make it a lot more kind of complicated, and the more customization options you have, the more room for error there is. So it's kind of, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Now, I've spent a lot of time with the Cricut initially, and I have my angst on it. Number one, and I have a whole video on this. It's probably one of my number one searched videos. And then 4 years later, people are still like, thank you so much for this hack. I would plug my computer in, or I'd try to connect to my desktop, which I do all my editing. It's my most powerful machine that I use, and I can never get it to connect. It would not read the machine to my computer where I was running Design Studio. And I would have to go in, clear cookies, clear cache, clear, like basically pare down my computer because it was too bogged down for the machine to read the design space. And it was a nightmare. And I'm like, I want to save these things. I don't want to have to go back and reload. Anyway, it's a mess. So I've only been able to use the Cricut with my laptop, which doesn't have all the heavy software and stuff on it. Basically, I just use it to go to the internet for stuff. But that was a pain. And then the rollers. So on the Cricut, it's got those little black rubber rollers. And if this has happened, it's known for the Maker 3. Well, they would move around, they would jog around, which would cause the mat to shake. And so half the cuts wouldn't work. And then they got to the point where now they're so warped that it won't even catch the mat to go through. So I can't even cut anymore with it. Like, it's non-functional. It won't even get anything to go under. Silhouette's got a nice new advantage with their rollers because they don't use the little rubber rollers. So that part of the machine with the 5 Alpha, and they have extra rollers you can clamp in now, which is fantastic. So I feel like that machine ability part is so much better and more advanced. And I'm talking about the Alpha specifically, not the 5, not the 5. We're talking about Alpha.
So I have a question. I'm sorry, Erin, I have a question. If I understand correctly, you can buy those additional rollers for other machines?
No, just for the 5 Alpha.
Okay.
Yeah, so Silhouette's coming out with these extra clamp rollers. So it comes with, I believe, 2, and they're removable, and you could undo them and then clamp into place. Now you can buy 2 additional, and their rollers are different than what the Cricut rollers look like and what some of the other companies' ones are. They're not like these little rubber things that are on there. And so now you can get 2 more, and you can clamp them onto there. So it just gives the mat more to grip. It gives more stability, so it doesn't warp in the middle. It makes everything more flat as it's running through and moving the tray around.
Probably a more precise cut too.
Exactly. Yeah. And you could, we were asking the question, we're like, how many of those additional rollers could you technically fit on there? Because you could just line the suckers up. So we were like, 15, 20? Like, how many can we get on there? I was curious minds wanted to know, but nobody had the answers to that. So
you'll have to test it out. Get a bunch of extra rollers and let us know.
Well, I was like, how many extra rollers are in the house? Let's try them out. But they didn't have enough. So
I mean, also
it's less expensive. They're less expensive than Cricuts and scanning cuts, at least.
Yeah.
So that's a really nice thing about them.
But they're also a lot more plasticky. I'll never forget when I had my Cameo 3 first, and then I was approached by Cricut to be an ambassador because they were just launching in South Africa. And when I pulled the Maker, because they sent me the Maker, when I pulled the Maker out of the box, I was like, are there 4 silhouettes in here? It was so heavy. I mean, which also was really nice because it felt more sturdy, and it still feels a lot more sturdy than the Silhouette. But obviously it doesn't necessarily equal quality because, I mean, they're both fantastic machines, but it's just, for me, the initial perception that you have of the quality of the machine was crazy when it came to the Cricut versus the Silhouette. So I think that's probably another way that they managed to keep the price a little bit lower, is by sacrificing on the materials but not necessarily on the quality, which is also good. So it's almost like they've cut corners, but they've cut the right corners.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a video where I compare the Cricut Silhouette and Scan and Cut. It's old. It's an older video. So it needs an update. But one of the things I mentioned was like that the Silhouette feels kind of flimsy. Like with my 4, I just always feel like I'm gonna break the cover. Like when I'm sliding it in and out of the
Well,
to
now
open up the
that's
machine or close it
the
back. It's
Well, no,
gone
not
now.
the alpha. Which
Is
one
it
of the
an, it's
machines?
an auto
Yeah,
open?
Auto.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's an auto open now.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And back to the software for a minute. Somebody mentioned that they're what was it you, Erin? That they're continually updating it. And again, all of those updates are free. And I come from the embroidery world where embroidery software is very, very expensive. And they were always coming out with updates you had to buy, and they were hundreds of dollars when the new version would come out. It would be, if it was version 5 and now we had 5.5 or whatever, it was hundreds of dollars for the software upgrade. So I've just been flabbergasted that from day one of 10 or 12 years ago, they never charge for the updates. Now, like I said, there's the business edition upgrade for one time, but every year when they've got new versions coming out, it's free. So
no, Cricut's free when they upgraded because they just upgraded all of it. But all of us just did videos or potentially like within Cricut, and it's like, oh, they went in and changed and upgraded, and so now half the stuff is not where it was where we wanted it to be.
Yeah, don't you love it? Yeah.
Well, the thing I don't like about that is it's automatic. Like you have no choice.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
Yeah, and then
do with
there's me
Silhouette.
sitting here, and I haven't updated my Silhouette software in several years. Like, I mean, I'm so far, but I mean, also I'm not using one of the newer machines, so I don't have to upgrade. But when it comes to the Silhouette software, I just want to mention for those that are maybe contemplating, maybe switching from Cricut to Silhouette. Cricut is a very user-friendly based software. It's a lot more simplified. There are far fewer features that you're able to kind of use. So it's a lot more catered towards the simplistic view of designing. Like it's got the very basic kind of features. You can do complex things with it if you kind of really know what you're doing. But when it comes to the Silhouette software has pretty much all of those basic features. Maybe some of them are kind of structured a little differently, but it's a lot more designer focused. So it's going to be a lot more complicated. There are far more features available. You can do rhinestones, you can create puzzles, you can warp things. Like there are so many more features within Silhouette. So just keep that in mind when you're approaching the software, is that yes, those features all exist, but you don't have to know all of them in order to be able to use the software. So don't feel intimidated by them. Just ignore them. Pretend that they don't exist. Pretend that they're not there.
You don't see them.
Just use the shapes. Just start with the basic stuff, because it is a lot more complicated and it is going to take you a while longer to get used to over the Cricut software. But once you get used to it, the world is thine oyster. The world is thine SVG canvas.
So again, like the Silhouette software has got a bit of a learning curve comparatively.
Yeah, very much.
Like Cricut, you kind of plug it in and there's some interfaces. Like with the lock click, I felt like I just, for the first time using the program with lock click, it was like, oh, this is easy. Like plug and chug, go. Little videos for everything. Silhouette, there's a little bit more to it, but it's like a beefier program.
So let me put in a little plug for Elena's All Access Pass, because in the All Access Pass, my freebie bonus is a free month to my All Things Silhouette Club. And if you have an All Access Pass, you can sign up for a free month, and that would give you access to, I have 58 months of projects and 3 projects minimum every month. So there's at least and they've evolved because the software has evolved, but that would give you an opportunity to see a little bit about using the Silhouette software and get some ideas. But you have a month. So you could decide if that's something you are interested in, if you like the software. And I pretty much always use the business edition. But I try to say in there, this is a business edition feature. So you have to have business edition for this feature. But I'm really heavy on designing. That's my emphasis. I think people learn how to use their software by creating projects. And I always talk about designing the project and then cutting it and what you need to do at the machine. But it's really software heavy. So anyway, that's just a little plug for the VIP pass.
We have a question.
So Christy asks, I have the Cricut 3 and was wondering if you would recommend going to the Cricut 4 or venturing out to the Silhouette. And the answer, I think, is always the same as what everybody's saying. It depends on how you want to use it. So if you want to get more advanced and do more advanced things, well, it depends. Like, do you want to cut balsa wood? Then maybe you want to go to like the Cricut 4, the Maker 4. But if you want to start designing more SVGs, like where you're actually like dealing with the points that are what cuts out designs, you can do that in Silhouette Studio. And Silhouette also has like blades that you can use to cut balsa wood and everything too.
Balsa wood's kind of tricky, but you can do a lot.
So let's answer the question. Let's say if you were going to cut paper, does it matter which machine you're going to use if you're going to cut paper for cards?
Right.
Does it matter which machine for cutting? Yes. Okay. So what would you pick? I guess that you could say you'd pick Cricut for cutting. What about you other ladies?
I think Cricut is the easiest to learn. Like if you're a beginner and you're not very techie. Like if you want to just, and all you want to do is you want to say like buy a design or find a design and put it in a software and cut it out, then that, I think Cricut is for you. If you want to be a little more advanced than that, then you might consider moving out to some of the other machines.
And the other point that somebody made in the chat was in the Silhouette software, you download to your hard drive and you own the designs. As opposed to, and I'm not as familiar with how Design Space works, but you don't in Design Space. Is that correct? Yeah. So you own you do?
Still own it. You have to put it private if you upload it.
Yeah, you make it private.
No, she's meaning like something that you'd actually design in Design Space. There's no way to export it.
Yeah,
so
you can't export. So if you're going to design an SVG, you've got to do it outside of Cricut. You can't design it within the program.
And you can, so therefore you can only cut it in Cricut, right?
If you design,
you can upload an SVG to Cricut Design Space.
Right. But
you can tweak it a little bit, but you can't then save any tweaks.
You can't tweak it very much.
And then save it. Yeah, you can't bring it down. But you could design it in Silhouette Pro and then put it in.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I recommend that to a lot of Cricut owners. If they're not interested in switching machines, then just buy the upgrade for the software and design in software. So,
but just to clarify for people, you're going into Silhouette, you have a Cricut machine, you can't use the Silhouette program to work with other machines. It only works with Silhouette machines. And same with Cricut. Cricut works with Cricut, Silhouette works with, and so forth. So, and there was a quick question about Leonardo, since we're talking about software.
Yeah, I can jump in there. So I have, like I said, I have the Romeo, and I compared, they also have the Juliet, which is almost the same size as the Cricut. And I was amazed at how well it cut. Like I've never seen a craft machine cut like the Siser machines. And they're not paying me to say that. I did get this and it's a bonus from them. But when I first plugged it in and cut the first thing, I was like, are you kidding me? So they are amazing. They don't have to have a mat, but they do have a mat that you can use. And then Leonardo, I put the link in the comments. So if you guys want to check it out, they've got like a whole, what do they call that? It's just like a little chart and it shows like what it does compared to the free or the pro. And you can take, you can design everything and cut it with the free. So you don't have to pay for software like, the other machines. But if you want to export your SVGs, then you do have to have the pro. So if you want to get into designing them, or if you want to just change things that you found or design your own, the pro, and I want to say the pro is less than $10 a month. So, and I think it's cheaper. Yeah, if you buy the year, it's very fast. Like when I got the 4, from the 3 to the 4 with the Cricut makers, I was surprised at how much faster the 4 was, like we talked about. But then I was also shocked at how much faster and how more precise. Like if you're doing print and cut, I think Kelly needs one of these puppies.
I've got a question lined up for when you pause, so go for it.
Okay, go.
Okay, so Courtney Brickner from the Crafty Brick, she has the The
loves-
Leonardo's the big one,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So I've seen,
No,
I've seen-
Romeo. Leonardo's the software. Yeah.
right. Too many painters.
Yeah.
So she's done print and cut, and she's got like one of the big mats, like the
Yes.
24 by 24 mats, and then she put like 3 print and cuts side by side by side, and then side by side by side,
Mhm.
and I was just like, huh?
Like,
There's
what
like
did you
there's no
just do?
registration marks or anything. Like, have you tried that? I mean, like,
I have to admit publicly now, thanks, Kelly, that I have never done print and cut. I'm a print and cut virgin yet, so I'm gonna have to crack that out one of these days because I have like a whole thing of sticker things that I want to make. But so it does read it differently. Like the technology on how it reads what's on what it's about to do is just mind blowing compared to the Cricut. Now I've never worked on a Silhouette or any of the other cutting machines. Like I said, I got the first Cricut in 2004, and that's what I had up until when I got the Romeo a couple of years ago. But it's got just a little panel on it, like right here above the flowers, and you can do a little bit of settings there. And it's really nice how you can put something in there and it'll cut out this little shape of the t-shirt. It's like your test cut. So it's pretty quick. Like I said, it's really, really fast. And the first time I used it, I was so confused because you put the vinyl in the back of it and not like in the front with the Cricut machine. And I was like, what's happening? I don't know how to use it.
that's so interesting. Corey also said that there are registration marks for Leonardo DS, design studio, design space.
Yeah, it's just Leonardo Pro, or yeah, it's just Leonardo.
Okay.
Corey says, do you like no mat or mat? I was gonna say I don't even have a mat, but I do have a mat in this cupboard. So apparently I like no mat. It was so weird to wrap my head around where the vinyl goes, and then like I don't have to put like a mat. I don't know. It was just.
I mean, I think that's like a whole nother kettle of fish though, like matte versus matless, because
Yeah.
when it comes to the Silhouette, you can actually move the end roller to accommodate the space like a matless, so you can just load your vinyl in, and then if you have 12 by 12 or 12-inch vinyl, I suppose, then you can move the roller over so that it still grips, because obviously on the Cricut you can't do that. And you mentioned that you can do that on the Romeo. Have I gotten the right painter?
Yes.
Or
yeah. Romeo,
fictional character.
Person, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Romeo wasn't a painter.
Yeah. Leonardo was the painter. Romeo is the fictional character. I don't know. They're all fictional characters in my mind.
Well, you know, Juliet and Romeo, the
Yeah,
pair.
Juliet and Romeo, right?
Yeah.
And then Leonardo's
Funny
the
that Juliet
artist,
and
I guess.
Romeo.
So that's why the design software is called. I don't know.
Yeah.
So they're from.
But I mean,
Caesar is based out of Italy. And then that's where the Romeo and Juliet came, and it
makes
was
sense.
the perfect love story of the cutting machines. And then the price for this large one, like if you're a teacher and you're doing bulletin boards, I don't know, raise your hand if you're a PTO president for way too many years and you did way too many bulletin boards, like cutting them out for 20 years. And you can do some really fancy stuff with this as far as the bigger, and they're not, these bigger machines can be really pricey, but I want to say it's $5.99, and the Juliet is actually $100 off right now.
Shelley, we're gonna have words later. I'm gonna send you a strongly worded Facebook message because you're gonna make me want to buy one of those. I don't have space for it.
So a lot of us are talking about how like there's 2 different
Does that
sizes
matter?
for a lot of machines. And I think a lot of people are understanding that Cricut has the Joy and the Joy Extra, which are the little ones. But like Silhouette has a smaller one too.
Mhm.
Caesar's got a smaller one too. So for Siser, it's the Romeo, which is the small one. And then for Silhouette, it's the Portrait, which is the smaller one. And
The Romeo
never
for the
compared-
Caesar is the big one.
oh, it's the big one. Juliet's the smaller
Juliet.
Yeah,
one.
but Juliet is
I
a
had those
12-inch. Juliet is the 12-inch.
Okay, so the Romeo is just that much bigger.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
portrait.
I've not used Caesar at all. So
The portrait is 8.5, is letter size. The Silhouette portrait is like the Joy.
okay.
So
Or is it Joy or Joy Extra? Because the Joy is
Joy
6
Extra.
inches.
Yeah, the
Joy
Joy
Extra.
Extra. is the 8.5
Okay.
in size ish.
So the tiniest machine out there is the Joy for any brand. If you want little compacty one, and then the Joy Extra and the Portrait are about equivalent for size.
Yeah.
Am I getting that right?
Yeah.
I'm getting confused.
Camera Axel is $100 off, and I dropped the link that the Juliet is $100 off.
So they can't see the links that you are given. It doesn't show up for them. So if you could drop those in private chat, and then I will post them because it sees you as trying to spam the stuff. I don't know why. So
you know what? I have it streaming to my channel, so it's probably posting on my channel.
Maybe, but it's showing up in our chat, but it's not showing up on Shelly's YouTube, if that makes sense. So just put them in the private chat, and I'll make sure.
Okay, got it. I dropped it in there.
I'm going to have to scoot in a minute, but one more thing that I wanted to share, and I have a Juliet too that Siser sent to me, and unfortunately I have not had time, just like the Glowforge, to really play with it. But for me, Shelly, it was a little intimidating because of, well, the matte situation and the backwards vinyl thing. But
I was like, where do I stick this?
No, right? It's kind of, I must be dyslexic because I can't, figure it out with the machine and the software. But also the blade settings. Don't you just have to kind of eyeball those?
It's
manual, right?
Yeah, it's not as, I don't know, precise, but I've never had a problem because that was a little confusing to me first, but I've honestly just shoved it in there and then it's been fine.
It works. Okay,
So,
good.
Yeah.
And
It's very,
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, because you said you had to scoot too.
One more thing I wanted to say about the silhouette that we haven't mentioned at all is the electrostatic mat. Oh my gosh.
That thing is a game changer.
It is a game changer, especially if you're a paper cutter. And you can't see mine right now, but it is a mat that attaches to the machine. It has an electrostatic field that sucks your paper down to the mat. You don't use a sticky mat. And so it is phenomenal. And it's on the Curio too, as well as you can buy it with the Silhouette. And I believe you can get it for the Portrait 4 too.
The Portrait 4 has it, the 5 Alpha has it, and the Curio
the 5.
has it.
Yeah. So, so when you cut an intricate paper design, you just lift off your extra paper and there's a little plastic protective mat. You pick that up, shake all your pieces off, throw all the other pieces away. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
That's the thing that has me sold on it, man.
I know.
I haven't gotten it yet, but I think I'm going to.
Well, and unfortunately, due to tariffs and all kinds of stuff, for the 5 Alpha, the mat exists. It just does not exist in the States right now.
Can you use your other electrostatic mat?
So as long as it fits for the 5.
Oh yeah, I have one for the 5.
Yeah. So if you've got the 5, it will work for the 5 Alpha.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But 4 won't work for 5. I don't think they had it for 4.
They don't have it for 4. It's only for 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love that. To me, I mean, and I don't know if anybody else is going to come out with something like that. I don't believe anybody has it at this point. I mean, if you ever cut paper, you want that electrostatic mat.
How many people have put their mat in the machine, stepped away for a second, came back, and it's all like moved around on you because it didn't stick. And even though you put washi tape on it and painter's tape, just sucking it.
Well, and how many mats do you own? Like, because they lose their stick or they get dirty or whatever. And so you keep buying mats and then, they eventually don't really work too well anymore. So that's really cool.
It's amazing. So, and I hate to do this, ladies, but I have a 9-year-old baseball team that I have to get to for a game for my grandson. So
enjoy.
Cool.
Yeah, it's always
good
fun.
Team.
Yeah. So,
what position does he play?
Pardon me?
What position does he play?
He's outfield. He's in the outfield.
Nice.
All 3 of those grandsons play baseball. They play the older ones play on the middle school team and travel ball, and the little guy plays in the rec league. So we are usually at the ball field. So, but anyway, thank you. It's so good to see all you guys. We've just got a time to just get together and hang out. So,
it's true.
All right. I can't wait to see the classes in the summit tomorrow. Mine is Saturday. Yep, Saturday. And I'm doing a light up card with lights from Pear Blossom Press. A lot of fun. So, all right, ladies, thank you so much.
Thanks, Terry.
Bye. Thanks, Terry.
Bye-bye.
I have a quick, since I'm the Joy person. So, little baby Joy and then Joy Extra. If you're considering starting out with a cutting machine, either one of them are good, but I would encourage you to go with the Joy Extra because the Joy Extra can do print and cut without a hack. Like I have a video with a hack for print for the Joy and it works, but it's just easier, if you're thinking about this and you want to do print and cut, Joy Extra. And plus like it's just wide enough. Like I use it for almost everything I cut. And cards, any card you make, you can cut on the Joy Extra, not necessarily on the Joy.
And
Because
they
cutting width is so low.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What?
They just cut so well. Like when I first got it, I thought, well, it's a little rinky dinky little machine. So the quality of it, but the first time I had it, I still had the Maker 3 and I took it to a scrapbooking thing. It was great. I didn't have to get up. I only had to get up to eat and I could just have it on my desk. I didn't have to go to the station over. Yeah. And I was like, holy cow, this thing can cut. Yeah. I thought it was great.
Now I'm going to do my tiny little plug because I just got this thing in and I did the first video for this funny looking little doodad specifically for if you do a lot of stickers. So if you are wanting to do tons and tons of stickers, instead of having to go buy like the special sticker stuff and then print it and make sure your ink is good and blah, blah, blah. And it is all in one machine. So it prints from one side of the machine and then it pops it over to the other side of the machine and cuts it. I'll drop the video so you can really see. And the sticker quality is fantastic. I mean, it's just, they're really, really nice. So, and I've just done small ones, but it can do sizes as wide as the sticker paper. So you could do like really big ones here. You could do long ones and there's designs within the program, but also you can upload your own design. So it really is user friendly.
What's it called?
I'm loving it. It's called the Leanne Sticker Maker.
Leanne.
And so again, if you're making lots of stickers or if you're just like, that's the main thing that you do is stickers and you're wanting into like glossy kiss cut stickers, it's great.
But Erin, never mind that. I mean, just imagine going to a market. And if you have like power access, you could print and cut custom stickers on the spot.
On the spot.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Right
there.
You don't have to have
you can
like
take
a picture and
you can take a picture of somebody with your phone that is already connected to the machine and you can go in and you can like change stuff. You can put them on like little Polaroids, print it out as a sticker with their face on it that you just took.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Like,
so I made a bunch of little ones and stuck them on my these little guys are the ones that I made. Those were custom ones that I made myself because I forgot to get stickers when I went traveling this year. So I was like, damn it, I didn't get stickers. Sorry, I swore. So I made my own and I made them small so I could fit more on my laptop because normally you get them, they're like giant. I'm like, no, I want little ones.
Yeah. Fill in the blank.
Brenda asks, can you score with the Joy Extra? Technically, no, but you can.
What?
Because you just use the foil transfer.
The foil transfer tool will do the scoring. So you just put it in and you choose foil. Don't put any foil down. Just let the little tool score the lines for you.
Yeah.
So there's a quick question just about the sticker maker. It works for my phone right now, but they're going to have it compatible with, because it's a brand new machine. Like it's within its first year of it being out. It's supposed to come out with software that connects with your laptop or your computer this month. So when I tested it out, it was just with my phone, but it was really easy. I never use my phone when I'm working with any machines. I want to be sitting down. I want to see it big on the screen, but it was very easy on the phone, which I felt very nice. And after all my problems of my machine not connecting to my computer with the Cricut and just years of just being pissed off at this, when things magically connect and it all works and you just go print and it does it or whatever, I'm like, it's magic. It's magic. I'm so excited.
I'm seeing a couple questions over here. So
yeah, I got a few starred. Which one you got going for?
Okay, Sandy.
Sandy
Matulas. Yeah.
So depends on what machine you're talking about, but like as an example with the Silhouette, you absolutely can. You can just drag them into the Silhouette software and you'll be able to do exactly the same thing. I mean, you can crop them and, do a magnet trace because they have a trace function. So instead of having to pull the image into like remove.bg or anything like that website to remove the background, you can use a magnet trace to like trace the background and separate the background from the image, or you can use the automatic trace and like adjust the threshold, and it tries to pick up the darker areas and then crop it from the background. You can do that, and then of course you can do it in Cricut as well. Shelley, maybe you can comment on Leonardo.
Yeah. Yes. Yep. The Leonardo software will let you do that as well.
I want to give a shout out to the Scan and Cut over here.
Scan and Cut. Yes.
There's actually a
has a scanner. so you can like, you've got photos, you put them on the mat and you scan them through the machine. And so you don't even need a computer for this. Like, it's standalone can do this. So you scan them through, comes up on the little screen, and then it literally sees where those things are on the mat. And then you can like take a shape and put it over the photo exactly where you want it, and then just cut it out. Or like if you have stamps, like if you're stamping, you're making 100 Christmas cards and you're stamping stuff, you can stamp out 100 of those images. You can add an offset to them if you want to. You scan it in the machine, add an offset if you want to, and then the Scan and Cut will cut it. They'll cut them all out all at once.
Incredible.
It's fantastic really cool for people who like use dies with their stamps, because then you don't need the die set anymore.
Or if you're a scrapbooker and you get the bulk paper packs with the fussy cut sheet, you can put the fussy cut sheet on the mat, scan that, and then it cuts. I mean, I don't think I would ever do that because I don't know about you guys, but to sit there in front of the TV or whatever.
Are you a fussy cutter? I'm a fussy cutter. I'm a cussy cutter.
I don't scrapbook. I've bought bulk paper packs. I'm not even kidding. I've probably got about 5 bulk paper packs in my cupboard where I've cut out all of the fussy cut sheets.
To never do anything with them.
Packed it away.
And that is like the best. Like, I teach it because it's cheaper than trying to like give dies and stuff. Or if I'm doing class kits, I'm like, pull out your scissors, ladies, and gentlemen. But for me to sit down and cut, like, do what you did. Oh no.
Love it.
I do it sometimes.
We could get together, Kelly, and just cut stuff out.
The question, but I'm going to answer Gwen's question here, which is like the Scan and Cut never seemed to update or do anything new. That is kind of true, because like the DX came out, 5 years ago, and they really haven't. They have a slightly smaller version now, and like some more, and then they have really, really advanced versions. But do you think Brother will just fade away and be left behind? It frustrates me how few tutorials there are. Well, okay, so the problem with the Scan and Cut is that this is very like businessy, but it has the least market share in the like electronic cutting machine crafter world. So that's why you don't really see very many tutorials on it, because like the exposure you get I have some on my YouTube channel. The exposure you get from them isn't like it is for, say, Cricut, which is the like huge dominator of the market.
Well, it's like saying Kleenex. People know what that is too.
Right. However, they have an incredibly loyal fan base. So the small part of the market that they do have is super loyal. So I don't think they'll ever go away. And they also specialize in like embroidery files and fabric. So they can read embroidery files and cut out that stuff. And I'm not sure if they work together, but like they have lines of machines, or like they have a little embroidery machine, and then of course they have the sewing machines, and then they have the Scan and Cuts. And I think those can coordinate. I'm not sure you can, like, you could exchange files between them, and I don't think they can cut between each other. But there's kind of a broader base that's doing different things with the Scan and Cut than what is being done with the other ones, if that makes sense.
So when I was in Germany, Brother had a booth at the big trade show called Creative World in Germany. I haven't seen them come to the one in the States in eons. And even then, I don't think they had a booth for a long time. They just were there walking around the Creativation show. And they're bringing out with their own sublimation printer. So that is coming on the market.
Yeah.
And then they had all their embroidery stuff, and they had all their like the little label maker things, like you could, print out the little labels and printers. And they still had the Scan and Cut there as like front and center right here, ready to go. So I don't think it's going anywhere. If it was something that would be being pulled off the market or not something they're promoting, they wouldn't have it literally in the middle of the booth, right at the edge for everybody to see next to the brand new printer they're promoting. Like that would be weird. So yeah.
I think it's bigger in the international market than it is in the US, because there are things
Very
you
much
can
so.
get for it in the international market that you can't get in the United States. So
yeah.
I think also, like, I think one of the things that puts people off the Brother is the cost, because the cost of the, I mean, at least here in South Africa, the cost of the consumables is astronomical.
It really
like,
is.
I mean, the mats are like 4 or 5 times more than the Cricut mats.
Same.
So people don't only look, I mean, the machines are more expensive than the other ones. I think they're probably the most expensive machine. I get it, because their technology is that much more advanced. So I get the price tag associated with the machines, but to have the consumables, because a lot of people nowadays are thankfully now getting smarter and looking at the price of the consumables alongside the price of the machines. So they look at the machine, they go, okay, the machine is more expensive, but what are the consumables? And they see the consumables are like 4 or 5 times more expensive than the other ones. And they go, okay, but how often am I going to have to buy a new mat? And if I'm going to have to spend 4 times more at the same rate as what I would on the other machines, is the scan and cut feature worth it? And then they'd probably choose the other ones. So I would love a Brother scan and cut, but just purely because I love that scan and cut idea. I mean, it's just so cool. So cool.
Draw things and scan it in. It gets stuff. Yes! Yeah, but you're right. The mats are like 3 times as expensive and not that great. Like they lose their stick pretty fast, and they're also like barcoded. So the machine reads the barcode. So there are no like knockoffs for it.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can restick it, as I've talked in like every single video thing I've been on. But anyway.
You have to if they're more.
Does the Loretta, this is a great question.
I answered Loretta's question in the chat, but I said no, you can't.
Yeah, you can't. That is one thing I don't like about it.
That's weird. I wonder why they took that out.
They do. I think Cricut started doing this with the smart materials, because you can't rerun cuts on smart materials either on the bigger machines.
That's true. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts, because I'm like,
the best analogy I can make is I feel like the Cricut is like an Apple and all the other machines are like Android.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like if you're going to compare, because we all understand phones and you tend to be in one lane more than another, or like some are just that much more user friendly. They're catering. I feel like Cricut caters to, and it's perfect for somebody who's like, I've never used the machine before. I want a new machine. I want to plug it in. I want to be able to just, go and not have to worry about all the bells and whistles. I just want to cut something.
I just want to just take it back to crafting. I don't want to sit at my computer all day.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, like,
for those that are wanting to go to the next level, that's when you start looking, I think, at the other machines. The Cricut's the wet your whistle machine.
Yeah, but I mean, also Cricut have catered to the mass market.
Yes.
People that aren't designers, that aren't technologically savvy. I think it's so amazing what they've done, because they've made it more accessible for everybody. Like, I mean, people can say what they want about Cricut, about how terrible they are, blah, 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 blah. But just the fact that anybody...
Good segue to the question.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Hold on. Let's open that door.
No, we're going to open the can of worms.
Oh, no. Are we sure? You mean the Pandora's box? No.
Yeah. Well. But it's reality.
Black hole.
But yeah, I mean, like, just the fact that an average Joe can walk in and, do a project or cut some vinyl or make some stickers or whatever with little to no training is fantastic, because, I mean, like we've spoken about the other machines, the softwares and things like that, they are more catered towards the designer side. So that means they are going to be more complicated. The mental hurdle to get over the first project start is going to be higher than what it is with the Cricut. So a lot of people
how many times
start
have we heard of people not even taking stuff out of their box?
Yeah.
People haven't even taken the Cricuts out the box. Never mind the Silhouette or the Leonardo or the yeah. So I mean, it's just it's open. It's the gateway. You know what?
Right.
It's the gateway machine.
Not my channel.
Should we talk about the revised license with Cricut?
I don't on it a tiny bit.
I don't know what they changed, but I mean, you guys talking about the angel policy? I saw that there was a big to do last week about the angel policy, but I don't know what they actually changed. What did they change on it?
Nothing really. That policy's been around for a while. It was just a little more hidden, and people weren't paying attention to it that much because it's been there. But now they're adding in AI and the reselling policy about which files you can use if you want to go and sell your products. And which, that kind of, so that's the newer stuff. But then people were reading the other two new things and went, what the, to the thing that's been there for a while.
With the user content.
Yeah.
So that's if you post anything in Cricut Design Space publicly, Cricut owns it basically.
Yeah.
Owns all the rights to it.
Marketing materials,
image,
they could tweak it to resell
your
it.
design, they can take your file and they can use it in whatever way they want. Now it's only if you've done it publicly.
Yeah. So when
all my stuff's private.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for those of us that make our own designs, our concern is now, or at least this is my concern, somebody's bought my design, they've uploaded into Cricut Design Space, made it public, and now my design that I made is open to public forum. But that was my design.
Right.
Right. And it doesn't, if we have it in our rules or standards, it doesn't mean that, it's just an accident. Like people just click it and save it, like get the window out of the way. I'm trying to cut, right?
Yeah.
So if you keep everything private in your machine, in your design space, then it might help you with copyright laws from files that you're uploading.
I mean, I can see why. I can see why they would have done that, because as an example, when it comes to Cricut, you can't upload something and then share it publicly for anybody to be able to use, right? So you would have to design something in Design Space, which, I mean, if you're designing like a box or something like that, it's probably going to take you about 6 years to design it in Design Space versus like 12 and a half seconds in another software. So, I mean, they're probably saying, okay, well, you've used our software, you've used our blah, blah, blah for free, so we need to make, I mean, I don't necessarily.
I don't think it's that you've designed it in there. It's anything you've uploaded and made public.
Yeah.
But you can't upload something. You can't upload something and make it public, is what I mean. Well, you can.
I've never tried.
Nobody will be able to make it.
Because if you do anything, like if you change anything on it, then you can resave it and make it public.
No.
Not with the uploading?
If there's a single uploaded element, even a font that you have on your computer that you've used, you can't. You can put it public, but nobody can make it.
Doesn't mean they still can't take it though, because you made it public now.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they can access.
Because like even just a picture of something can be ripped off.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it can be recreated. And Loretta asked, if you keep everything private, can you still share it? I would say people like us on this call, like all of us designing SVGs for you guys, that we have it in our regulations that are in our rules that you can't share it. So
at least not the file itself.
Yeah, if you have a project in Cricut Design Space that you've saved, you can share it and not make it public. I think you can do it on your iPad and maybe your iPhone. I only have an iPad, but you can copy a shareable link to a project that is private and share that with somebody else. So it's like a what do you call it? Unlisted or something like that, essentially.
Okay.
But I don't know if that would. I would imagine that would mean that wouldn't fall under the public. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, so
this is
I fall asleep reading that stuff. So.
Where half of us are confused, and there seems to be everybody is saying, nope, if it's public or private, you could and we're all confused on this.
If anyone's a copyright lawyer on the chat, please chime in.
Please chime in.
No, we need some advice.
We have lawyers here.
Err on the side of caution and don't share the files.
Yeah. Yeah, and if it's something you bought from somebody outside, like from one of us, if you purchased it or if you got it because you were part of this event, don't turn around and turn it into something that's for public consumption that anybody can then use it, because our policies say that it's for you to use, not for you to resell.
Right.
Like my stuff, you can make stuff out of it, but you can't sell the file.
Yeah. So you're going to put us out of business.
Exactly.
But another question, can you change it from public to private? Anybody know?
I'm just checking now. I'm pretty sure you
I've only
can.
ever-
I think you
You
can
should be
do
able
that.
to, I would think.
I think it goes both ways. And also when you're making stuff, just make sure you're not taking stuff out of Cricut library to make stuff to sell. So I forgot that sell part. But if you're trying to sell things, I mean, that doesn't just include like the Disney images, you can't use at all, right? But just
Yeah,
the
I guess
custom
they
files.
changed it. Like anything that's got this like purple flag on it.
Yeah,
now
it's like
you
a little
can't
purple
make
star
things
looking
and
thing on
resell it or
there.
whatever. And I guess it's a lot of their library.
I feel like it's 99% of the library is that little purple star.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that kind of speaks to the fact that they're really more of the mass market crafter machine
Right.
as opposed to like the designer machine, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Here's the-
Romeo and the Juliet with their Leonardo software, you can create things to sell with their library.
Oh, nice.
You can't like
You have a very old Cricut expression.
Yeah.
What do you do with it? Goodwill?
Like, are we talking old as in cartridge old, or
Yeah, cartridge
still,
old.
You know, okay,
sometimes the schools or nursing homes will take them, and then
yeah.
If you have cartridges for it.
daycares. Yeah. I
And
have,
then there's
oh, go ahead.
Well, I was saying, but also like if you've taken some of those cartridges and you've uploaded them, like this was years ago, if you had a cartridge and you uploaded it to use those files digitally, the cartridge was no longer valid to be put into the machine. I think that's what the deal was way back when.
Yeah, but the one that doesn't connect to Design Space, you could still use them in there.
Okay.
No.
But I mean, like the
there's somebody
Cricut
who would love
expression.
it.
But the Cricut expression could. I know that some of them you can still connect to your computer with shortcuts a lot. So I mean, you could technically still use them. I'm not sure on which exact machine models are capable, but you can connect some of the older ones.
Because I had an expression and you could use it with Stricuts a lot, but then there was a big lawsuit
I remember
that
that.
Cricut brought against Stricuts a lot. And
That was like in
Yeah.
10 or 11.
that is not okay anymore, would be my guess.
Is it still out there? Shortcuts a lot?
I think so.
You could probably get older versions of the software, or maybe there. I'm like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but I know that it was possible at some point.
Right. There's always a way around.
Post
I
that.
feel like we've knocked Cricut. No, we're not saying no to
Yeah, I
Cricut.
know. Like we're all talking about
Love my
every
Cricut.
machine, but other than Cricut.
No,
I
I think
think-
Cricut's great. We all
Yeah.
have had a Cricut. We all
Uh-huh.
still like started with Cricut, and there's things on the Cricut that I miss being able to do. It's just my machine's broken right now. So
I think it's so easy.
There are things I love about Cricut, and I'll be
Absolutely.
honest, I don't want to love it. Like I'm not a big fan because of some of their business practices, but man, I love the way they take all the mats in Design Space and they just put it all out there. And so they
Oh.
just put it on all the mats and you can just make it. Whereas
And
like,
the contour
like
feature.
silhouette, you have to drag everything onto the mat. Same with scan and cut, and then send it to the, design or cut or whatever. I can't remember the tab to like then cut it out. And then you have to go back and then take all that stuff off and then drag it back on and go and cut the next one, and that's a lot of time.
I mean, I think this is a perfect example of the fact that every single software and every single machine is going to, and every single company that you deal
Yeah.
with on a daily basis, there's going to be something that you're not going to like about it.
Yeah.
But that just because we don't like, or you don't like something about that machine or that company, doesn't mean that, it's a terrible, like even a rose has thorns.
Right.
A rose is one of the most beautiful things in the world, and it has thorns. So that's not, that's not the greatest part about a rose, but we love them still.
Nothing's perfect.
Right.
somebody was making the comparison about cars. Was it Debbie that said it yesterday
Oh,
about
yeah.
how the machines are like cars? I'm like, that's a great example. Some people are diehard Chevy fans, or they're diehard Honda or whatever. Does that mean that the other car is bad or other vehicle is not the greatest? No, it's just a different vehicle. It's got different things. And
like
some
Kelly
people are just more one than the other just because maybe they started that way, or they got in the car after and realized, ooh, this is better. I like the functionality of this better. It rides better, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Some people are Jeep people and some people like heck no to Jeeps. So it's just,
Right.
It's-
I
it's a
think
personal
Cricut is
decision.
fantastic for like beginners.
The software is so easy, like we
It's
said.
really easy. Yeah.
And
It's easy to make things quickly.
Yeah. And if
And
you
then it's pretty inexpensive. Like the consumables are relatively inexpensive compared to especially Scan and Cut. But even like the blades and the extra like things that you can put in it are less expensive overall than
And I'm gonna
the other
do a
machine.
little knock, there's the other brands like the Locklick. I'm going to hold it up because it's just that much different, which I feel is like the best comparison to the Cricut. Not the maker, but so what is it? Not Explorer. What's the one below? Is it Explorer?
Yeah. The Explorer series.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard like there's so many names running through my head right now, and I've never had that one. So it's the one that doesn't have the interchangeable blade. Like you have the one blade cartridge, you're done. Like that's it, right? You can't put in the rotary. Right. That's the Explorer, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what the Locklick is like, and the price point I think is fantastic. So, if you're the software program is fantastic. I think it's like 170.
So it's Joy Extra territory.
Yeah. So
Although
it's just
this goes
that
on
much
sale a lot.
Right. But it's the bigger machine that can have the full 12 inches.
Yeah.
So, don't discount. It's the one I've been running on. It's the one like I'll fake going, just as a heads up, if it says, oh, you have to use Cricut software for this particular summit. And I'm like, well, it's broken. I'm not going to cut on it. I go in the software, show you how to do all the stuff. And then what do I turn around? I go and cut it on this machine. So
yeah.
Because it's the one that's working right now.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like something that we've said quite a few times throughout this live stream, that the machine that you choose 100% depends on what you want to use it for.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to be cutting really, really long vinyl decals and lots of vinyl or lots of HTV, I'm specifically going to be talking about like the Silhouette versus the Siser and the Cricut, because I'm not all that well versed on the other ones. But like the machines that you can use matless, like the Silhouette and like the Romeo and the Juliet, are going to be your top choices. If you're going to be using print and cut or print and cut on a daily basis, then again, Silhouette and probably the may speak under correction, the Romeo and the Juliet, thank you. My brain's like not able, like just like you, Erin. My brain's like
Kelly, if you had one of the machines, shout out Siser, it would probably be easier for you to talk about it.
True story.
From your like you really need one of those machines, Kelly.
From your mouth to their ears. That's all I'm saying. No. But then if you're cutting lots of like paper, and if you're doing multi-layer projects and versatile projects, like if you want to be doing paper one day and then you want to be doing a wood sign the next day and then you want to be doing this and that and the other thing, then Cricut will be your best choice. Yes,
well, because Silhouette can do that too.
And with that, you'd have to be on the higher end of Cricut, like the Maker 4.
You have to go for the Makers. Yeah,
I do think that one's grabbed the market.
Yeah,
for those different materials, the full leathers.
Yeah,
and then the different blades are so fun.
Yeah, I mean, or you could be like us and just buy one of everything.
I need to start naming them and then like putting.
They're my children.
I know, right?
Not really.
I mean, I don't have any children, so that's accurate for me.
Very disappointed. Yeah, I don't have children either, so other than my dog.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so we don't mean to be slamming Cricut at all.
No,
I mean,
no.
I think Cricut. I love Cricut.
Yeah,
so.
It's probably just confused people, and now they
probably just now you're like
more machines.
You're telling us which machine is right, and now you're like, well, we don't know.
And no matter which machine you get, you can't go wrong. Like if you're like, I don't know, and you're just wasting your time trying to decide, just pick one. Pick one that fits your budget, and then take time to learn the software. And then you can always learn the others' software, like we talked about. You can do the Silhouette or the Leonardo and do the pro version and save it and cut it in whatever other machine that you want.
I will also say for any machine out there, though, probably don't go with one that's been out. Like, for instance, right now, if you're going to go with Cricut, you're like, I want the Maker, get the 4. Don't go back and do the 3 because they've upgraded, they've tweaked, they've made it better. If you're going to do Silhouette, get the 5 Alpha. It's the most,
if your budget,
it's the latest.
Yeah. I mean, the Maker 3 is really good. So if you can't afford the 4, get the 3. If you can't afford the 3, get the joy.
Yeah. But I mean, I would also say that if you have a budget and you know that if you save for one more month, then you can get the one machine up from that.
Yeah, do it.
More than in 9 times out of 10, I would say go for go for one up,
Always
because
get
the
best
machine,
the newest.
the machine is going to be the more difficult thing to replace at a later stage. So
Yeah.
if you're going to want to move one up, you're going to have to save from scratch again to get there.
Yeah.
I mean,
They
also if you
pretty good resale value. Like if you put it on your marketplace,
Yeah, true.
you can, but also we're coming into Black Friday, which they usually have really good machine deals for all of them.
I love how people are saying these are the Christmas presents that people keep asking. What do we want? Machines.
Yes, Abby.
Yeah.
You know what? And if they can't afford a machine, just ask all the different people for a gift card to one store.
There you go.
Buy
Put them
it.
together.
Amazon gift card, baby.
smart.
Yeah.
And then another good thing is, like, if you're not really sure and you've got friends that have some of these machines, go ask them to go over and play with them. See what you think about it.
Yeah.
Ask if you could borrow
Cool.
it for a minute and, like for a couple weeks, see if they'll let you, have a play date with it, whatever. And just see. The best way to see what machine is best for you is to play on it.
Yeah. Or even just go, oh, sorry. I was going to say, just go try out the software. If you don't know, nobody has
That's what I was
the
gonna
machines. Yeah. Just go dive into all the softwares because they all have free versions and it'll tell you what you could do with the paid version if you want to update it. I'm not good at math, but I'm good at crafting math.
But I mean, that makes sense because I think that a lot of people are really intimidated by the machines when they first get them. So when you order it, download the software and start playing so that when the machine eventually gets delivered and dropped off and arrives, you aren't as overwhelmed because now you don't have to learn the machine and the software. You've already tinkered around with the software a little bit and now the machine has arrived and now you already have gotten your toes wet or your feet wet or your ankles wet or something like that. You kind of know what's going on. You kind of know what to expect. So
that's why those people have them in the boxes, right? Then they don't open it. Go to the dollar store, thrift store, get some products, started to play with the software, and then just know that you're going to ruin. You're going to ruin some vinyl. You're going to ruin some paper.
School fees. When you sign up for a course, you sign up for university, you pay a lot of money to go to university. You pay a lot of money to sit in that room for a teacher to teach you something. When it comes to learning on a Cricut, a Silhouette, a Siser, whatever, you have all of these lovely ladies in the room that you can watch their videos, majority of them very much for free. So you don't have university fees to pay. The only school fees that you're going to pay are a 12 by 12 of potentially wasted vinyl, a really, really cheap and ugly Dollar Tree shirt that you bought that you completely messed up. Those are the school fees.
Yeah.
That's the price that you pay to learn something new. It's totally normal. It's expected. You're learning, you're growing. Be patient with yourself. Be kind with yourself. You will make mistakes.
Yeah.
Ask any one of us, how many times have we screwed something up?
Today?
Oh, God. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Right.
Several.
Yeah. I have a t-shirt that I saved and I just keep, like when I'm testing, I just keep moving it around. And
I do too.
Like it's yeah.
Yep.
Pretty good.
It's your tester shirt. I love it.
Yeah.
You should wear it sometime just for fun and be like,
It's my chaos shirt.
Like a crazy person.
All right. So any final questions that we should check out, Erin?
An
hour and 40 minutes here.
Jean asked a question, or Jean, I'm not sure. Have you run into the problem of having to update your computer to keep up with the software or the new machines? So that's also a difficult question because the computers themselves, I mean, it depends on very much on what computer you have, because some of them, a lot of people, when it comes to buying like a new laptop or something for the computers, they'll go look at the minimum specifications for Cricut Design Space as an example, and they'll go, okay, cool, I need an Intel i5 season 3 or whatever, and then everybody goes, okay, that's what I need to buy. No, that's the minimum specification, the very, very bottom of the range. So if you buy the very bottom of the range specifications that it says there, if it says you only need 512 megs of RAM or something like that, you within the next update, you're going to be screwed. Because that you were at the bottom to begin with, and now the design software has updated potentially 2 months later, and now your computer is not obsolete, it's just not going to run very well at all, and all you're going to do is fall further and further and further behind. So when it comes to buying a computer specifically for these softwares, use that as your baseline, and always, like I say, whenever it comes to buying a machine, and this rings true for computers as well as the cutting machines, go as far as you possibly can with your budget, especially when it comes to a computer, because you might run out of RAM, you might run out of, storage space. Sure, you can always buy cloud storage, that's not really a problem, but when it comes to like your CPU and your graphics card and things like that, those things are going to become obsolete very quickly if you go very bottom of the range. So stretch your budget as far as you possibly can with that. I hope I answered that question correctly, because there was 2 parts to it. So I hope my brain melded them.
All right. So Leslie wants to know about this
is our
silhouette
last
static.
question.
Now, we did talk about it. And Terry, who was here earlier, was talking about it and said it's absolutely amazing. And Erin knows about it. So Erin, talk about it again.
So I've not personally played with it besides playing with the demo version while I was at the conference. I wish I could play with it more, but they don't have any in stock right now. But everybody who I've talked to has loved it. I know Ellie Mae, she is she has it and she's played with it, and it's been nothing but amazing. So if you're doing lots and lots of cuts, specifically paper, and you're cutting things that have lots of little bits, it is fantastic, because you don't have to worry about dealing with the sticky mats and replacing the mats and doing all the stuff. Like, it really is very user-friendly in that respect. And it saves you a lot of headache, because I was cutting, I think I had to cut like 200 tags that were stitched around the edges. And don't even ask me how many I had to throw away, because it shifted on me, because it was just like, it was so frustrating. Had I had that static mat, and the entire time I'm cutting going, I wish I had it, I wish I had it, I wish I had it. So, if you're only cutting paper every now and then, is it worth that price point for you? That's a determination you're going to have to make.
I have to say, like, I was kind of like, do I want, should I upgrade my silhouette? I don't know. But man, once I saw that mat, I was so close. And now with the 5 alpha, I'm kind of like sold on it, I think. So
yeah,
everything I've heard about it is fantastic.
I don't know if we have the 5 alpha in South Africa yet. I must actually check it out, because I don't think so. But I know that our importer, that I think we have like one main importer that imports the stuff into the country, he's actually stopped bringing in the static mats. So I'm very interested to see what people. I think it's one of those things where I think that people are confused, or they misunderstand what the static mat is supposed to do. So their expectations are different. So when they get it, they try it for what they wanted to use it for, which the static mat was never able to do in the first place. And then they complain that it it doesn't work, and then they send it back. So it's just a mismatch of expectations.
People are trying to use it for vinyl versus for paper.
Probably.
Yeah, would be my guess. But what do I know?
I'm a big paper cutter. That's all I cut. So that's why I want it.
Joyce says she's cutting yours right in your stencil right now, Erin. That's funny.
Ah, fun.
Oh, nice.
Yay.
Okay, I think we should wrap it up. It's been we've talked for a long time.
Yeah, I can't believe
we went a little over.
A lot of machines that we covered.
There are lots of machines.
Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be another one coming out right around the corner. Like there's always somebody trying something, or another version of it or something. So I don't think cutting machines are going anywhere, is the bottom line. They're just going to keep getting better and better and better. So.
Absolutely.
And don't even get me started on laser cutters, because
really, we're not going there. We're going down the laser road.
Okay, I have a quick question for Kelly before we go. Did you paint that lion behind you?
I did.
He's so cute.
When I was in the lion. So I mean, that was
cute.
Did you see it?
Yeah, there we go.
The
There we can
lion.
see him. Yeah.
Oh, I thought she said blind. I'm like, huh?
It's stuck to the wall, so I can't really show you properly. But I can try and get it. It's just stuck with like that sticky stuff.
Oh, you don't have to tear them off the wall. We can see them, but
No, he's fine. We can see him. We can see him.
he's so talented.
Yeah.
Oh, cute.
I love it.
So it was an art project that I did in high school, and it's interesting because you had to block it off and do different techniques on each of the blocks. So one is like pointillism, one is expressionism, one is comic. It's quite interesting.
Oh, cool. I love pointillism.
Yeah, that was my favorite one. I
That's my
absolutely loved
favorite.
it. Oh,
Yeah,
it's great.
I could do that all the time.
Me too.
All right, let's wrap it up. Thank you all. Thank you, ladies, for being here and giving your expertise, providing your expertise to our wonderful audience. And thank all of the people out here, out in the great wide world, for being here as well.
Right. Don't forget to subscribe to her channel while you're watching here.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
If you have found us by accident and you are not registered for the summit, it's running across the bottom here. It's going on right now. So we've got 6 card projects each day for 4 days. So ends on Saturday. So you got today, tomorrow, and Saturday still to go. It's free to attend, to learn about making cards with SVGs. So it's really fun. You should check it out.
And tomorrow you can get my envelope video. I think it's tomorrow.
Yes.
I think it's smart.
And you can check out my card video today.
So
Yeah,
many
Erin
fun ones.
today too.
So many fun ones in the group. So go join the Facebook group too if you're not in there.
Brandy's that's available today.
No, no.
You're sit down.
That's it. Both upside down. What the heck?
It's been a week already, right?
Where's mine? Where's
Yeah.
mine?
This is Brandy's card. Super, super
So
cool.
cute.
Love it.
Oh, that's
Mine.
cute. I love this so
Oh,
much.
I love your card.
So fun.
All right. So thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
Elena.
so much,
See you,
Hi,
ladies.
everybody.
Bye,
Remember
Erin.
the next crafty chat, 10 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow.
There we go.
Bye,
See you
everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.